Welcome to the South Central Pennsylvania Softball Channel. This video will explain how to successfully register a team to play in the 2017 summer season in South Central Pennsylvania softball. Prior to actually registering the team on our website, a few preliminary steps need to be taken and some information needs to be gathered. First, only people who have an individual account on the SCPAS website can register a team. This video will demonstrate the process. If you do not have an account, and we will demonstrate the process if you already do have an account. Secondly, ideally, the head coach of the team should be registering the team, but we do understand that that is not always practical. Lastly, for the purposes of the team, the head coach of the team is called the manager. That is important when you go to select your position on the team. It is also important to understand how the website looks at your team. The team will have a manager, which of course is the head coach, and assistant coaches. If there is one person registering multiple teams, perhaps like a softball coordinator for your organization, that person would be called a team registrar. And of course, the team will have players, parents of players, and other interested parties that are associated with the team. However, their relationship is formalized through the player, meaning that you do not register parents on the team. Another video on players, parents, and roster creation is available. Now, on to team registration. If you already have an account at www.scpas.org, you can sign in. Once signed in, you can select the team registration program and go through the registration process. What you see on your screen is a replica of my computer screen so that I can demonstrate how to register a team. Point your browser to www.scpas.org. That'll take you to our web page. You will see that the register team link is now showing. If you click on the register team link, you will now go to an informational page which goes over some of the things that we already talked about. It also includes information containing a team page, and the team page will be created after your registration is complete. On that team page, you will have the ability to put in notices, pictures, and other useful information so that when your parents and players sign in, they will automatically be taken to your team page. At the bottom, you will see the Register Team button, and you will click on the Register Team button. That will take you to the second disclaimer page, which indicates that only 18 years old people can register a team. If you click on Continue, you will be taken to a screen where you will have the option to sign in. For the purposes of this demonstration, we will not have an account. So we will be a new member. In order to successfully register our team, we have to create the account. After creating the account, the first step is to enter an email address. This email address should be yours and one that you check frequently because it will be the email address for your name and your account. After entering your email address, if you hit the Create My Account, you will see that you have a sign-in page. And in a few minutes, you'll have to check your email account because the website will send you an email where you have to verify your email address. And mine just came through, and your email will look like this. And in the middle of the email page will be a link. And you will click on the link, and the website will now ask you for a new password. So you can select a password. Make sure you know what that password is because that will be the password that you use to sign in. Submit. And if it is incorrect, you will get the error message. And we have to now put in 8 characters and contain a letter and a number. So we'll select another one. Okay. So you can see that that has successfully taken. We want to be able to close this window and return to the sign-in page. So now we have the sign-in and we have our new password. We will continue. Now, you will enter in some information here. And all this information is important. And the ones that have a little red star are required. This information is important because we have several projects that we use and we need your information, such as bulk purchasing. We want to know how many people are registered. When registering, you will see 3 selections when you enter your telephone numbers and the email address. The first is public. Public means that your cell phone number and email address will show up on the website on your team's informational page to anybody who goes to the website. If you go to roster and click roster, Your information will only be available to people who have access to your roster. And those people are just simply the managers and head coaches of other teams. If you select private, your information will not be made available to any of those. Obviously, private is a problem because other teams need to be able to contact you with rescheduling purposes, rainout purposes, and so forth. So private is not a viable option. Most people select roster or public. The next block you will select is your cell phone provider. In my case, it's Verizon. This is important because you have the option to get email and text reminders of games and practices. And they need to be able to be formatted in according to your provider. Mail and your date of birth. And check the boxes if you want reminded of games and practices that you schedule. Once all that information is complete, you hit submit. You will receive the cell phone carrier notice just explaining that you have opted to get text message reminders and that you will be subject to paying for text messages if you have that kind of plan. The supplemental information will be your team name. Some important things to remember about your team name. First of all, the team name should include your organizational name at some point. For instance, the New Oxford Flames, or Stewartstown Fireballs, or SYC Ravens, or whatever it is that you're going to call them. There's a couple of reasons why that's important. It groups the names of the teams together, which is important from an administrative standpoint. So make sure that you have your team organization. If you're part of an organization that has multiple teams, make sure you have that organization first and it is included in your name, team name. The second thing, if there are multiple teams in an age group, say you have two 14U teams, the name of the coach has to be in the team name. So, for example, the Panthers, for example, are going to have two teams in 14U. It would be Panthers 14U Jones and Panthers 14U Smith. The head coach's last name should be in the team name. Don't just make them the same team name or colors or 1 and 2 or whatever. Make it the head coach's last name. That is the easiest thing for us to manage, and that will ensure that your teams are correctly scheduled and the computers recognize that they are individual teams. In this case, you will select a league. Oh, one other thing back to team names. If you call all of your teams the same thing under one organization, for example, the New Oxford Flames would have a New Oxford Flames in the 18U division. The New Oxford Flames would have a team in the 14U division, and so forth. If that is the case, include the 14U in the team name. So, for example, it would be New Oxford Flames 14U. And if you had multiple teams, as well as in both ages and divisions, you would have New Oxford Flames 14U Smith, New Oxford Flames 14U Jones, or what have you. It makes it, from an administrative standpoint, a lot easier for us to be able to recognize the different teams. We have, in most cases, 165 teams, and it creates a tremendous amount of confusion when the team names are actually similar, or in some cases the same. Select a league. This is where you're going to select your age and your division. So you can see we have major, minor, lower, minor, upper, 12U major, minor, 14, 18. There's the 7Us, and 18 and 23. So for the purposes of this, it's going to be a 14U. And here's your team position. The head coach is the team manager. And you're going to submit. Now, you'll get the review. If you are the team registrar, you can go back and register another team. And you can continue to register multiple teams. This contains all the information that you have just entered. If you are going to pay by credit card, you can hit the Pay Now link and pay your team registration fee online with a credit card. If you're going to enter another team, you can go back to registration and register another team and do another team, and again and again and again for as many teams as you need to. Now, if you already have an account, the process is very similar. Register a team on the home page. You get the informational page, you're going to register a team, and you're going to continue. At this point, instead of clicking not a member, you will just simply sign in. And you will use your email address and your password. You will continue. You will verify that your information is correct. It gives you the option to make any changes. Submit. And now you get to go to your team name. So the process is very similar depending on whether you have an account or not have an account. Thank you very much for watching. Please watch for our other videos explaining the process and how to use the website. The last thing that you can do is you can sign out and you can check, choose a team, and you can see the team that I just entered is now listed under Dave's team. And that will verify the fact that your team has now been entered. Give the website time to process the information. In years past, we would have multiple teams registered because people were too quick with clicking, and they ended up registering 2 or 3 teams with the same name and the same information. You will always be able to verify whether or not that happens by going to the divisions and teams on the homepage, choose a team, and then all the teams will be listed. So if you see multiple teams for you, then you have entered multiple teams. If you have any questions regarding the process, just shoot me an email at david.eckman@scpas.org. Thanks. Have a great day.